What is going on with Horizen? Why is the ZEN token climbing? Why is the rally not stopping? Let's have a look at what's triggering all of this. Let's see how much potential upside there might be. Let's have a look at whether or not it still makes sense to buy ZEN. Now we're currently at almost $43. We are up 10% today, more than 200% this week, and more than 300% this year. Now this didn't happen without drama. This is now the third of 3 major rallies. We've seen corrections of more than 90% in the past. Now here's the news. Grayscale is introducing a trust that is solely focused on Horizen. Grayscale was the first mover for a Bitcoin trust, then also introduced an Ethereum trust, and those trusts then got converted into an ETF. It seems like Grayscale tries to be very early, and it tries to look for altcoins that might have the potential to later get an ETF. I believe that's what's going on. On top of that, we also had the second and final halving just a few days ago. The big question though is, what will those new tokenomics be that will be published next year? If there will be more inflation than expected, if it looks like this is not favorable for the current investors, ZEN might also go down, similar to what Polygon Matic and the POL token did. Now here's a long-term chart of ZEN relative to Bitcoin. Again, we see our rallies and subsequent declines, but since the top in June of 2017 to today, ZEN underperformed Bitcoin by 93%, despite the recent rally. And so what happens with the Horizen token is something that happens with most altcoins. Most altcoins underperform Bitcoin most of the time. Some altcoins outperform Bitcoin sometimes, but if you've got a broadly diversified portfolio of altcoins and you hold this over many years, you're likely going to do worse compared to just holding plain old Bitcoin. And that was also true for Horizen. Of course, there are sometimes our rallies, quite significant rallies, almost 1000% rallies. But if you don't trade actively, if you simply just hold over the very long term, you tend to do not as well compared to just holding Bitcoin. Now, how much more upside is there if we just look at historical prices? One might think, because we were above $120 at one point, that there's another 3x from here in the bullish case. But I'm not sure if that's true, because when we look at the market cap and we take the supply inflation into account, then there's maybe just another 2x from here, right? From a bit over 750 million to 1.5 billion. That's where we have historically peaked. Now, I'm not saying we can't go higher than this, but this is definitely where the air might be getting somewhat thinner. Now, there's something else that's interesting, and that's the trading volume. Let's zoom into this chart. The trading volume is here at the bottom. It's in light blue. And there is a correlation between trading volume, attention, and price. The higher the trading volume is, the higher the price tends to be. Once the trading volume normalizes again, it goes to regular levels. That's also when the price tends to decline. So attention moves from token to token. Currently, it's at the Horizen token. And have a look at the current trading volume. It's at very similar levels to where we already peaked in May of 2021. Now, I'm not saying that Horizen has to peak from here, but the risk to reward is definitely not as great today as it used to be just a few weeks ago. Grayscale is obviously believing in the project, but there are some things that I personally don't really like. So this is the Horizen Explorer. The start date isn't even set over here. It says invalid date. And have a look at the mining difficulty, right? This should in theory increase over time as popularity increases, as more miners want to mine Horizen. But that's not necessarily what we see, right? The price is going up, but there's no new miners entering. The Bitcoin mining difficulty chart looks very different, right? It tends to grow very consistently because there's more and more adoption by people that want to own Bitcoin. For Horizen, that's not necessarily that clear. And so besides the news, there's probably also some manipulation by the centralized exchanges. Most trading volume happens on Bybit and on Whitebit. Whitebit is a white labeled version of Binance. So 70% of trading volume happens on those two exchanges. And on top of that, we've also got bets on the price. More than 700 million worth of derivatives trading volume happened on Binance. There's another 300 million on OrangeX. Again, OrangeX is affiliated with Binance. So more than $1 billion worth of trading volume on the bets on the price. price that changed hands in the last 24 hours. So there is leverage in the market. Those perpetual futures traders don't want to hold the token forever. Attention is high, leverage is high. Yes, there is good news around the ZEN token, but the usage of the chain itself, I think, is not necessarily that impressive. Now, here's the thing. Recently, the altcoins are having a very nice run. What we've got over here is the others dominance. So how much of all of crypto is currently in the altcoins that are not in the top 10? And within a month, this went up by roughly 25%. A lot of money from traditional finance is finally flowing into crypto again. The stablecoin market cap tends to rise. It's even accelerating recently. And that's happening since the beginning of October of last year. What we see over here, that's the Terra Luna collapse. This is the Anchor protocol going bust. This is when UST depegged. It started the bear market where also FTX imploded, and then we saw the turnaround at the beginning of October of last year. And now we really see money coming in. All of crypto is going up. This is the bull run. The issue is that especially for the people that just recently start out, most people tend to buy the things that just recently went up. Most people simply buy the things where currently a lot of attention is. But the art in crypto, I believe, is to buy the things before everybody looks at it. Because once, especially the very risky tokens, they are already large, then we mainly see profit taking. For example, here, this is the largest meme coins in the Pump.fun ecosystem. So that's the launchpad of meme coins on Solana. And just have a look at this, right? This is the performance in the last 7 days. Most of those tokens went down. It's about buying tokens before they become large. For example, over here, this is the GOAT token. It's currently at 70 cents. And I tried to be early on this channel, right? I published a video when it was still at 24 cents. And so this is what this channel is all about, right? It's trying to identify tokens that have positive momentum, a lot of organic growth, but at the same time that still have the 2, 3, 4, 5x potential. And so if you want to be early next time, feel free to subscribe over here. I publish videos regularly. Now, how do I find tokens like GOAT early? Why am I so confident that tokens like this can go higher? The answer is wallet tracking. So the blockchain is 100% transparent, and we can have a look at what are other people doing. For example, over here, right? This is a signal today. We see how influencer CryptoGains bought the agent token for 0.035 cents. That was over here. Afterwards, the price went up by 120%. Then, of course, subsequently, it still went down. It's still up since the purchase. But that's how the game works, right? You want to buy tokens that currently have momentum. You want to take profit very early, and you want to buy the things that other influencers buy. You want to buy the things that insiders are buying. You want to buy the things that other top traders are buying. Now, here's that influencer, that CryptoGains influencer. He's currently got more than 130,000 subscribers. He's reaching the 140K, and through on-chain analytics, we found a lot of his wallets. We've got 55 of his wallets that we are tracking, where we get alerts whenever he buys or sells something. And so I just had a look at his recent video. This AI agent crypto will 100% make people millions. That's the strawberry token. So that's published just 19 hours ago when the price was at 26 cents. And we got our alert that CryptoGains bought the token for 17 cents. And so subsequently, the price went up by 215%. But surprise, surprise, once the video hits YouTube, it's already too late. We did see quite a correction subsequently. So have a look at this, right? This is actually 17 hours ago, right? This is the top at 11 p.m. Now it's 4 p.m. And this video was published 19 hours ago, but that doesn't really match with the price. So the video was published somewhere when the price was already here. So something happened between recording of the price and publishing of the video on YouTube. And so here's potentially what happened, right? It's just a guess, but probably CryptoGains bought the token. He found it very interesting for whatever reason. He then potentially talked about this in his premium community. Then some of his people might find the token interesting as well, right? It might have been a recommendation to buy, but it's simply just a mention potentially in that community. A lot of his followers buy the token, and they're pushing up the price further and further. And once the YouTube video hits, that's then when they tend to sell. That's probably why we see the recent decline. And so that just shows how much power there is in wallet tracking. With wallet tracking, we can be among the very early buyers. We can buy directly with the influencers, with the insiders, before all of those other people buy in. It's really about getting an edge in crypto. It's really about learning more than others. It's figuring figuring out the data that most people are too lazy to compile or they don't have the capacity to compile. Now I talk now a lot about this single influencer, but it's actually not just crypto gains that we're looking at. For example, check this out. This is Crypto Banter. They've got 1.1 million subscribers. When they talk about a token in a video and thousands of people watch that video, of course this generates attention. Of course this pushes up the price. And so of course we also have some of their wallets. We've got 33 that we are tracking. Well, have a look at this. This is Alex Becker, 1.5 million subscribers. And we've got 12 of his wallets. I really believe this is the way to make money in crypto. It's not drawing random lines on charts, etc. It's getting an information edge. It's working for that information edge. And so that's why I created a tutorial course just on how to find influencer wallets, how to then set up alerts for those influencers, and how to then also interpret the signals that we get from the alerts. It's 8 videos in total, and it's all part of the premium membership of this channel. Now, I do not pump and dump on this audience, right? We are just trying to find information edge outside of the community. Now, premium is not just about wallet tracking. It's also about backtesting indicators. It's also about risk mitigation, portfolio diversification, on-chain analytics. There's more than 100 tutorial videos in total. Once we have a wallet signal, we of course also have to discuss when should we buy, when should we sell. We have to compare our on-chain analytics. That's why we've got the dedicated chats on the individual altcoins as well. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $165 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, in case you don't learn anything, just message me within the first 7 days and I will refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. Now, does it make sense to buy the ZEN token right now? It seems like the risk is elevated, right? There's all this attention, all this trading volume, all this leverage. That being said, there is still another 2x, maybe 2.5x from here if prior pops are some kind of an indication. I personally stay away from Horizen right now at these current prices, but for short-term trading, it might make sense, right? If you trade very actively, maybe something like a trailing stop loss could make sense. So as momentum builds up more, as the price rises further, the stop loss can be adjusted, and when then the current rally turns around and we might go down, then you get stopped out very quickly and you take the profit. For me personally, that's too much active management. I do not necessarily believe that Horizen will outperform Bitcoin over the next 5 or 6 years. That's simply because we don't see the adoption and because historically Bitcoin tends to outperform altcoins most of the time. I really believe it makes more sense to be active with trading when touching tokens like this. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish these regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.